Okay, you guys, it's happening. There are some MAGA on MAGA fissures that are happening. And typically, people breaking away from the party wouldn't be that big of a deal, but we are in the middle of an authoritarian takeover. And so when you see the Tucker Carlson start to say certain things, it's kind of eyebrow raising because sometimes we might have strange bedfellows in an attempt to save democracy. And so I just want to walk you through some interesting things that I found. And first is Tucker Carlson making a really good point. I don't know what world we're living in right now, but I'm liking a Tucker Carlson post. Play the clip.
You hope that Charlie Kirk's death won't be used by a group we now call bad actors to create a society that was the opposite of the one he worked to build. You hope that. You hope that a year from now, the turmoil we're seeing in the aftermath of his murder won't be leveraged to bring hate speech laws to this country. And trust me, if it is, if that does happen, there is never a more justified moment for civil disobedience than that, ever. And there never will be. Because if they can tell you what to say, they're telling you what to think. There is nothing they can't do to you because they don't consider you human. They don't believe you have a soul. A human being with a soul, a free man, has a right to say what he believes, not to hurt other people.
Okay, I want to go on the permanent record. I still think Tucker Carlson's a nut. I will always think Tucker Carlson's a nut. But in this moment, when we have to save democracy, we are going to have strange bedfellows in this process. And you have to consider it like this. Some people in the MAGA movement are just lost in the cult. And when Trump dies, they're literally going to be lost human beings. There are people in the MAGA movement that know, and Tucker Carlson's on the record behind the scenes talking about what a nut Trump is.
Right.
His strong man image is declining. The dementia, the gait where he drags his leg, the bruised hands. So they're all starting to think long term because Tucker knows if all power is consolidated in the executive and they go after speech, it's liberals first, but Tucker's right fucking there. And so are all the other right-wing media podcasters that don't follow along exactly what they want.
You know, what's interesting to me is I do find it odd when I start agreeing with these right-wingers on certain issues. But what I really, every time we talk about free speech, I have to remind everybody that Elon Musk, I'm buying Twitter because I am a free speech absolutist. Not once, not one time has he come out in favor of an opinion that did not agree with him in terms of protecting the right to say it. Example, the Jimmy Kimmel thing. You never heard him say, you cannot censor speech. He is a fraud. He's a piece of shit with a botched penile implant. And I want to call it out every day.
I completely agree. And it's also worthy to note that Elon Musk was like, we're bringing comedy back. And first of all, there's really not a lot of comedy on the right because comedy requires a level of intelligence and nuance to get it. But these guys, it's all a fraud. Everything is a smokescreen. Okay, moving along. Joe Rogan is now opposing the deportations of Donald Trump. Play the clip.
Thing. The way it looks is horrific. It when you're just arresting people in front of their kids and just normal, regular people that have been here for 20 years, that everybody who has a heart can't get along with that.
No.
Everybody who has a heart sees that and goes, that can't be right. That can't be right. That can't be the only way to do this.
Right.
Because you have to.
Here's the thing. I, as a progressive person that did not triple Trump, that spoke about the dangers of Trump, that saw exactly what he campaigned on happening right now, I have a lot of resentment and anger towards the Joe Rogans, the Tucker Carlsons, because they have millions of listeners and they grifted all their way to this moment and they're willing to throw our country down the toilet because it felt Trump's crazy. He's a wild and crazy guy. And, Kamala likes trans people. Well, this moment is going to require a bit of maturity. And Pumps, that is not our default setting when we are browbeating Republicans and people that did this. My larger message to you, Pumps, and to the audience is if Rogan is starting to say this to his crowd, that is a win for democracy. If he is humanizing these immigrants to these triple Trumper manosphere people, that is a win for democracy. We can't be like these sanctimonious purists as we try to save democracy. We're going to have to say, fucking cannot stand Rogan. He's such a piece of shit. And now he's, found Jesus on the issue. The bigger thing and the bigger person is at least these people are starting to hear that. And this is just unbelievable to me. Joe Rogan and one of the guys on his podcast are just now realizing that the Republicans are voting against releasing the Epstein files. This is from his podcast this week. Play the clip.
51-49 to defeat an amendment that would have forced the Department of Justice to release all files related to Jeffrey Epstein. The vote was largely along party lines, with 2 Republicans joining all Democrats in supporting the amendment.
Oh, wait, not both sides. It was the Republicans voting against this shit.
It says 2 Republicans joining the Democrats in supporting the amendment to defeat it. So why are the Democrats interested in defeating it?
Well, let's ask. No, I think this is saying that the Democrats want it to come out and the Republicans don't.
Okay.
And party lines. Let's ask Perplexity. Why won't they release the Epstein?
So I was going to. There's Eric Swalwell, who's I guess.
I read it wrong. Read it wrong. No. Okay. So the Democrats were not. The Democrats were pushing this. The Republicans fought against it. Okay. I fucked that up. So.
Okay. That tells me everything I need to know about right-wing media. That Joe Rogan was yesterday years old when he found out that the Republicans are blocking the release of the Epstein files to save Trump. And then they go on in there. Eric Swalwell saying, he tweeted, like, this is going to come out and the dam's going to break. The dam is going to break and Republicans are going to break with Trump. I don't know if that's true or not. I hope it's true. But again, listener, I know that all of you are like Pumps and me in this. Fuck Joe Rogan. Fuck Tucker Carlson. Fuck all of them. But if their audience is starting to hear the truth about some things, we have to take the W on that. We don't ever have to listen to their shows, but this is our country and this is democracy. And we have to realize when these freaks like Rogan and Tucker, who grifted off the Trump thing and marginalized Latinos, marginalized immigrants, still continue to marginalize trans people. Fuck all of them. But it is important that there is a whisper that this cult is not serving the country and is dehumanizing people.
And I want to punish all of these people because this information is readily available. Like, you do not have to be a rocket scientist. Give it a Goog. It'll tell you exactly. But I am going to be thankful in each moment when I hear somebody like Rogan, who has people that are super low information voters that just vote on, oh, he's a manly man, which is ridiculous. But I have to be glad that that's happening because I believe with you, this movement is starting to fracture on different issues. And that's a good thing. We have to take the win. You're right.
Okay. And then Marjorie Taylor Greene, I have been red flagging her forever for about 4 or 5 months now, Pumps.
You were the first person I heard talking about it, truthfully.
She is positioning herself away from MAGA. She sees the curtains coming on this, and she is positioning herself to be a leader of the pack in the post-MAGA movement. She's the most vocal about this. Listen to her on CNN talk about Gaza. Play the clip.
The relentless bombing of the Palestinian people, and many of them have been just innocent people. They're not Hamas. They're literally women and children, and you can't unsee the amount of pictures and videos of children that have been blown to pieces and they're finding them dead in the rubble. Those aren't actors. That isn't fake war propaganda. It's very real, and I think that is equally horrific.
Very good points.
Yeah.
Very well spoken. Super proud of her in that moment. But here's the thing about these people. You have to remember this about Rogan. You have to remember it about Marge. You have to remember about every single fucking person that is trying to start to find daylight between Trump and the movement that they supported and the abject failure that is his second term. It is a failure on all fronts. Marjorie Taylor Greene, after she just said all of that, last night on Twitter, posts this. I just reviewed footage from January 6th. There was Antifa in the crowd, just like I and many others always said. Eyewitness in the crowd were literally calling them out. The at FBI has all the cell phone data and more, and FBI Director Cash should match it with known Antifa members through arrest records from BLM, quote, Summer of Love, Portland, and other riots. If they can track down MAGA grandmas, they can track down Antifa members who incited the violence. So this is the thing. She goes on CNN and she is reaching moderates, independents with this type of messaging. And then the cult probably goes fucking bananas. And then she goes on Twitter where people that watch CNN, they're not nuts like all of us that follow the news cycle all the time. And then she has to throw that out there. And that's why you can't ever trust these people. Their intentions are not equal rights for everybody. No. It's not having a free and fair justice system. It's conspiracy theories. And what can I say to position myself to be in the point position for the next election? And that's why these people are so dangerous, because I've seen a lot of people say, oh, Marjorie Taylor Greene is making sense. And yes, she is. And we need to embrace these MAGA fissures. And the Democrats need to say, look, Marjorie Taylor Greene even thinks this administration is tanking, but she's still a fucking nut. I mean, there's just a lot of messaging surrounding this, but I just thought it was interesting, the juxtaposition that she's talking about Israel. She's talking about the war crimes. She's talking about affordability. She's talking about the potential of the ACA rollbacks. And she's speaking very fluent, plain spoken, very easily comprehensible English. And she's doing this on CNN. And then she goes to Twitter and it's Trolly McTrollerson, Marjorie Taylor Greene, space lasers, Antifa bullshit. And that's why you can't trust these people. But we will embrace this MAGA infighting, because in this quest, in the throes of this authoritarian takeover, we have to take everything we can. Right. Even stinky, insufferable twat, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and psychopathic Tucker Carlson and Little Shrimp, Joe Rogan. I can't stand any of these three. But if they're starting to speak some truth to some people in the cult, I'll take it, because that's how dire I think the situation is to get us to the 2026 elections. Okay, you guys, I want to share with you about our book. It's called Life is a Lazy Susan of Shit Sandwiches. Order it. It's a great way to support Pumps and me. I'm not very good at this, the frame.
It's hard with this still.
Yeah. But anyway, it's a great book. And it's a great way to support us. Like and subscribe to our channel, and we'll be back later with more news.